Hey y'all, I believe in free speech. Not only is it a fundamental right, it's a great way to solve problems. No one of us is as smart as all of us, and so by talking to each other, we can find better solutions together than any one of us could find alone. I also believe in people. I believe in our collective capacity to choose to do the right things. Life is nuanced and everybody gets things wrong sometimes. Life is also complicated, and so the choices that we make can be complicated too. But let me tell you what's not complicated and what's not nuanced. There can be no place for Holocaust denial in fight sports. There can be no place for white supremacy in fight sports, and there can be no place for Nazis in fight sports. You probably know why I'm making this video. Unfortunately, a few prominent Jiu-Jitsu athletes, Josh Saunders and Kyle Boehm, have recently put out statements indicating that they haven't figured out the Nazis were the bad guys in World War II. Now, we're all responsible for what we say. In the last 2 years, anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. have risen more than 60%. That's violent anti-Semitism that has no place in America, and it has no place in the world. I said I believed in free speech, and I do. There's not a but coming. I think governments should never be able to prevent people from saying things, even horrifically ignorant things. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences, though. And those of us that don't want this kind of nonsense around us can choose not to platform these people. We can choose not to support their products and events, and of course not to have them in our training spaces. We also have to use our own freedom of speech, our own platforms, to challenge this type of nonsensical hate. We don't want it in fight sports, because hate always spreads. I think it's very important to name the very specific anti-Semitic conspiracy theories that visit very specific violence against the Jewish people. Let's not forget, though, that in addition, the Nazis also executed black people in Germany, non-Jewish civilians they accused of disobeying the regime, gay people, people with disabilities, Polish people, Roma, and other people they derogatorily called gypsies. They executed Jehovah's Witnesses and other people that they deemed undesirables. That's one of the reasons that Holocaust denial is evil. But besides the evil of Holocaust denial, I think we need to also call out how stupid it is. There is more evidence for the Holocaust than just about any other historical event. General Dwight Eisenhower, who commanded the Allied forces in World War II, saw all of this coming, and by this I mean people denying the Holocaust. He visited what he then called the horror camps and said, "The things that I saw beggar description." He made the visits deliberately to be in a position to give first-hand evidence if ever in the future there develops a tendency to change these allegations merely to propaganda. Eisenhower knew that one day after Holocaust survivors started to pass away, that some evil men would try to deny the defining horror of the 20th century. So he wanted the evidence immediately placed before the public in a fashion that would leave no room for what he called cynical doubt. So he did it, and the evidence is all out there today. I can't believe that it's 2025 and there are still people who are putting Holocaust denial out into the world. There's always going to be evil in the world, I guess, and there's always going to be idiocy in the world, I guess, and they're often going to overlap. But there are more of us than there are of them. Truly there are. No one of us can do everything, but all of us can do our part to make sure we keep fight sports free from this kind of hate, white supremacy, Holocaust denial, and Nazism. The line from the Diary of Anne Frank that always has stuck with me is when the child that the Nazis would eventually murder wrote, "In spite of everything, I still believe people are really good at heart." I believe that too. Let's go prove it.